Good morning, everybody. If I get focused at least on the video. Last night I was watching Netflix. I've been watching one called Green Lawn or Greenleaf. It was about a church that was kind of corrupt, until the end when they all came together as a church and started doing what was right and starting to preach the regular gospel. Then I watched another one called Forgiven. It was about a guy that accidentally shot his girlfriend during a struggle. She got the gun out, and he tried to stop her, and he accidentally shot her. She survived though, but he held a guy that shot her on accident held up a church that had a pastor and two young ladies in there. That was his daughters, and the father ended up having a heart attack and dying. But the one girl, the one daughter, shared the plan of Christ with this guy. He accepted Christ, and it showed at the end where he walked into her church and sat down and started worshiping at her church. I thought that was very inspirational. You know, and I really enjoy watching stuff that's got a positive influence in it. And I've had a lot of positive influences and a lot of negative influences in my life over the years. I'm going to share a little bit about my background so people kind of understand. I came from I was adopted at a small age and was adopted by a Christian family. My father was very active in the Ohio State Republican Party, and he had high morals. And I remember my dad telling me one time, he said, "Don't vote the party, vote for the candidate." And to this day, I still pretty much do that. I look at the candidate and, do they share the same values that I do, and do I support the majority of what they do? Then I would decide to vote from there. A lot of things, negative and good, happened to me throughout my life. When I was young, some things happened, not by a family member or anything. Um, Sexual abuse took place, and it took me many, many years to overcome and to realize that I needed to forgive that guy so that I could start healing. But at the age of 13, I started getting in trouble from the law. I started acting out. My crimes have never been contact or physical to anyone, but it was still just as bad. But I started acting out, and that happened throughout almost my whole um, younger life. I mean, when I was younger, from the age of 13 till 18 or so. And then, finally got arrested as an adult. The county trumped up the charges from public indecency to attempted kidnapping because they said they didn't know what my motive was. And this is kind of a county that just wants to get a conviction, even if it's a wrong conviction. But that's for a different video. But for years, I held a lot of grudges on myself where I just kept dwelling on the past. And I never was able to look at myself and, and realize that I was part of the problem. And until I started doing that, things really weren't getting any better. One time somebody told me you need to forgive yourself. I've had pastors say the same thing. And you need to forgive yourself for your past, for the wrong things you've done, for the people you have hurt. And you should also, you know, say sorry to those people as well if you're able to. And I always said to myself, but it's so hard to forgive yourself when other people are throwing up your past in your face daily. And a lot of these people were Christians. So, of course, I had a lot of hard feelings towards uh, majority of the Christian faith because I've had pastors condemn me. I've had people on Facebook condemn me that profess to be Christians. So, of course, I just couldn't find myself. I just couldn't forgive myself. And I'm very disappointed in myself, for things that I've done wrong. I was not raised in a family where you just did the wrong things. You know, my two sisters are pretty successful. They're married. My mom is still living. My father passed away. My older brother passed away. My older brother, I think, was like I don't know, 4 years older than me or something like that. I'm not sure because my older sisters, we were all 2 years apart, I believe. Um, then the other one, my younger sister, I think, is 2 years younger than me. That's bad. I can't remember that. But I had to learn, and I still have trouble learning to forgive myself just because, just yesterday I had somebody throw it up in my face. Then somebody I really trusted and cared about made a comment towards me. Um, and other people too. And it's no sense to make any, to point any names out. But, but I'm also going to put all those people to past and not worry about who likes me, who doesn't like me anymore. I'll still be here for those that need somebody to talk to. Because I do care about those people. I care about those incarcerated. I care about the victims who was, um, that had a crime against them. Um, so I do have a passion for both, but my advocating days are over. I'm not really interested in doing that anymore because that brings more heartache. It brings more harassment. And I kind of enjoy sitting back and trying to see what the Lord's going to lead me into next. Um, I did think there was going to be a book written that I could share my testimony and that that the message could continue, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. But I don't really need the book to get the message out. I just need ears to listen and myself to be honest and be able to share, that there is hope. You might think that everything looks so bad, where you're not going to have a chance, or people are going to judge you, or you don't need to tell the truth because you know they're going to get upset. And sometimes people get more upset when you tell the truth than when you lie and they find out. Lying sometimes, at least my stupid thinking was that, well, they're not going to get as mad at me. So I kind of learned how to do that on my own, not with the help of anybody else, but I did that on my own. And but telling the truth is so much better. You don't have to worry about what you have to cover up, or what you have to change your story to next, so that sounds believable. Excuse me, guys. But this video to me was kind of important. I wanted to do it in the middle of the night, but I didn't want to wake people up on Facebook to do it at that point. I just want people to realize that you can be, a wholesome and honest and forgiving person. And you also need to be the person that can forgive yourself. And I keep bringing up, 1 John 1:9, where it says he is faithful and just to us, forgive us your sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And it doesn't say that he'll only forgive us for this or that or whatever. Sin is sin. Sex offenses are no different than drug offenses to God. Drug offenses are no different than murder to God. Sin is sin. It actually says that he hates liars the most. And I guess when you're in denial, and you lie just to get out of whatever predicament you're in, that's when he has a problem. Instead of owning up to things that have happened in the past, I've always tried to make things right to people that I've harmed or people that I hurt. I've been in maybe a handful of, not even fights, but pushing matches. I never hit a woman. I really never punched a guy or pushed a guy. Now, if you hear some of my stories, I might tell it differently, but I need to quit doing that as well. I've seen a lot of things when I was locked up, and like I said, I've been in a lot of pushing matches that they put you in the hole for segregation by saying it's fighting. Those of you that know me, that's stayed with me or lived with me in the past, knows I'm usually pretty easy going. one thing that really bothers me is loud voices. Um, you know, I never could handle talking real loud. It does something to me. It causes my thinking not to be able to think straight. So I need to learn to walk out of rooms instead of arguing back, fighting back, and making the situation worse than what it is already. And we all know our trigger points. What causes us, to act out? I don't care if it's sexually violent, gambling. There's always something behind the addiction. And I personally believe that most people that have addictions have some type of mental health illness. Um, that doesn't mean they're senile nuts, as they want to call it, which is kind of derogatory, what have you. It just means that they have some issues in their life that they need to work on. And then that includes myself. I've been out for many, many years now. But every day I wake up, you know, it's a new day, and I ought to do better than the day before. I'm better than I was, but I'm not where I need to be. Is one of my favorite sayings. My church, says no matter who you are, where you've been, welcome to the circle, which means we welcome all, no matter who you've been and who you are or where you've been. That includes race, gender. It doesn't make a difference if you agree with the person, but you need to accept them as people. Then let your convictions handle the rest of it. To see what really needs to be done. Um, so there's, I'm really excited about the opportunity about things that are going to be able to be taken place in the future. I'm not upset about anything. I'm really thankful that I've had this chance of being free, meeting good friends, meeting people I really care about. And, that's, I think, what we all need to be thankful for. I have such awesome friends. I've had awesome couple that stayed with me not too long ago who I really care about. And sometimes things come to an end. Sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes it's not. It's not even important whose fault anything is, but it's how you react to the reaction. So I'm hoping everybody has a good day today and have a time to think about what I said. Remember, there's always a consequence for your actions. But your past, you need to learn to forgive yourself. And pray for those that are victims of crime, for those who are incarcerated, the homeless, those in the hospital, and nursing homes. Remember, you are special and you can do this. Thank you, everybody, very much. Have yourself a great day.